Welcome, family, to another episode of the Midnight Moods podcast, Conscious Conversations, real talk with real ones. I'm Coco the Conscious, aka Mr. Moods, and our special guest, our real one for today, is Niv, healer, socially engaged artist, and just a legend herself.
Hello.
What's happening?
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming to the podcast.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. It was was it last minute? I don't even know.
No, you gave me
It was like
notice.
back and forth. I gave you a bit of notice, but I'm always giving everyone late minute, but
oh, okay.
I'm glad.
You gave me notice.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank God.
Thank you.
And we just discovered that you're a DJ too.
I was.
You were a DJ.
Yeah, it keeps shifting, right?
Yeah,
The
constantly
roles.
evolving.
Yeah, evolving. Yeah,
100%.
exactly. Yeah, totally.
We never stay in one. That's why when I asked the labels at the beginning, because it's like we don't stick to that.
Yeah.
You know?
And also sometimes just put a label to manifest what you want to be. And it'll happen. It's like, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But really, fake it till you make it.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
I love that because
Yeah.
one time my name, Coco the Conscious, the artist name, I was watching KRS-One, he's a rapper, and he was saying once you change your name, your title, then the whole universe
Totally.
moves to that and wants that to happen for you.
Yeah.
And then when he said that, because his name KRS-One stands for knowledge, reign, supreme over nearly everything.
Oh, whoa.
And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, that's
and
strong.
It's strong, and his
Yeah.
presence, he was doing
Yeah.
a lecture,
Yeah.
and his presence, you can feel it. It's
yeah.
it's that.
Yeah.
So when I heard that, I'm like, okay, when I
Yeah.
name myself, it has to be something.
Totally. Yeah. Because people will put the limitations on you. Be like, oh, you're not this, you're not that. But someone was telling me this recently, but it's like our consciousness expands way beyond the mind. It already knows what you're ready for. It already knows what you're capable of, which is absolutely anything. It's just the mind that places the limitations and the categories and the boxes. And so you think, oh, unless I have the certification or the degree, I'm not there yet. But why? Just be whatever and let it change. Don't let your past versions of yourself restrict you. I think a lot of people do that. Yeah.
Be a prisoner of the past.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do.
Yeah,
to
totally.
be attached to that.
Yeah, to identify with some version of yourself and feel like you can't evolve beyond that or be beyond that. But yeah, it's so simple, right? Just naming yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's true. A lot of things are that simple.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
The more I level up consciously, the more I'm it's not complicated. It's
No.
actually really
Back
simple.
to basics.
Basics.
Yeah.
But I feel like school made everything so complicated.
Oh my God, that's how I feel.
And it's just because you're
Unlearning
in
that
that
shit.
you're in that way of thinking of
Yeah.
everything is hard.
Yeah.
Then you just make shit harder for
That's so
yourself.
true. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. I just know that they programmed us to study and learn and engage in certain ways that were pretty restrictive. And now I feel like as young adults we're unlearning that and being no, let's go back to when we were a baby and we held the wisdom of our past lives. And then what happened? But yeah, what you just said was right too. Yeah.
That's deep. I like how you said unlearning.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
what it is, right? Yeah.
Unlearning, reprogramming.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. There's a book. What's the book? Reprogramming the Subconscious. Have you heard of that one?
No.
Oh, that one's good.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy Jason who gave me that I still haven't finished it. But
Slowly.
slowly. But it's deep in that way.
Nice,
It's the whole unlearning.
Yeah.
Type of thing. But anyway, enough of that. We're going to talk about you.
Okay.
It's time. It is time. So Niv, you do a lot. I've been following you. I've been watching, and I'm just man, this girl's doing her thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's all consciousness,
Yeah.
And I love it, by the way. Keep it
Thank
up.
you.
Don't stop, because we all, we need this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everyone needs this, and especially the youth. I feel we need it the most.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about your journey. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean? To this moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're from India originally.
I am.
Delhi?
And Mangalore.
Mangalore.
Yeah, I don't
Wow.
like to. I grew up mostly in Delhi, but my maternal grandparents are from Mangalore, which is southwest coast of India.
Oh, wow.
And I was there pretty often, all the breaks that we had. So I feel like I identify more strongly with that space because that's the space where I was playing and had my free time and was connecting more with the food and everything. And Delhi was more just school. You're in that time where you're not really exploring the city. You're just in and out of school. And because I left Delhi when I went to college, I didn't really have that same deeper moment to connect with the city as maybe some of my friends who stayed back did. But yeah, sorry, long
No, keep going, yeah.
Delhi and Mangalore.
Yeah.
I would say.
So you feel like Mangalore was where you were playing, like your creativity was like curating, would you say?
Also just the way that my grandmother cooks.
Okay.
Just her energy, her values, certain ideals. I was born there. I feel like that's something, right? It's like the temperature, the climate that you like come out of the womb in.
You know, I feel that.
Yeah. So something about it, the specific foods and spices. So yeah, I feel like I'm really returning back to a lot of those elements that I connected with at that time. Yeah. But yeah, Mangalore and Delhi, and then I was in California for 4 years, which is why I think like I sound. A lot of people notice that. Yeah.
Like a little bit of California twang.
Yeah. My friends were mostly from LA and San Francisco.
Oh, nice. 4 years in LA.
In San Francisco, in
San
Berkeley.
Francisco.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in the North
wow.
Bay Area.
So how, like, give me a little time span here. So yeah. Like,
yeah.
from Delhi
Okay,
to,
you want the whole thing.
Yeah,
okay.
Why not? Set it up.
Okay. Mangalore, came out of the womb. I don't know where I was for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Moved to Sydney, actually. So my parents got posted here. I was here for 6-7 years. So like kindy or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Delhi. Delhi and Mangalore were like the two bases. Then I was in California 4 years. Then China 3.5 years. Basically, I was living in China till I came here to Sydney just for a holiday to visit my sister who was doing uni.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was like, COVID had started picking up in China. I didn't want to go back. I was on Chinese New Year's holiday. Like, okay, let me go visit my sister.
Yeah.
And then I came here, and then everything just like blew up. And it was like really quick. Do you go back to Delhi? Do you go back to China? Do you go to Bali? Where the hell do you go? And my parents at that point, they haven't really stepped in my decision making in a while because I'm financially independent. But at that point, they were like, you don't move. Don't move. Don't go to Bali. We don't care how much you love it there. There aren't any like hospitals, medical facilities, flights to India stopped. Like I had booked a flight, it got cancelled. And China, I just wasn't feeling it. Yeah. Even though all my stuff, my job, everything was still there. Okay. My rent, my apartment.
Still there.
It was at the time. Yeah. But okay, we made a decision to just stay put, and I'm happy.
And now so you were like stuck here before a reason.
Yeah, right. You know what they say, right? Nothing happens to you. It only happens for you.
Yeah.
But only 100% of the time.
Ooh. You added that one too. Yeah, I didn't know that. I love that. Yeah, 100% of the time.
Only 100% of the time.
True. Wow. I love that story. See, I knew I had to because there was something there. See? Okay. That's dope. So what in China, what was your job?
So I moved there to work for it was a growing tech company called DJI. Okay. They do like aerial gimbal drones and a lot of people use their cameras. So I was doing marketing for them. Yeah. But I kind of like pushed to be a part of the video team because I wanted to do more video, and the video team was so chill. There was like a bunch of really chill guys. Okay. I was like, that's what I want to be. So I started doing that, and that's how I slowly started to get more into visual arts. I always was, but I think being from like an upper middle class Indian kind of more or less traditional family, things were very still conservative in terms of what I should be doing, what kind of space I should be inhabiting, what kind of work I should be doing, what kind of money I should be making. But it feels like from the moment I left college, I was just like scrambling to get back to where I am right now, you know. Had to push through some of those expectations and really like cut ties, which took its time, but you know, maybe sooner than what a lot of people go through. So I was doing marketing, started getting into visual arts. So I started VJing and making video cuts for DJs and promoters and getting into the nightlife industry, which was kind of like, there's a huge mainstream nightlife situation in China, like huge EDM clubs, tables, lights, fires, go-go dancers, the whole thing.
Works,
the whole works. There's so much money in that country. But there's also like a flourishing alternative underground nightlife scene where you have local artists playing drum and bass and disco, house, whatever, all the genres, and cute little spaces to do it with interesting locals and expats both. So I started getting more into that. It did help that my partner was a DJ who had already been there for like a couple of years. So I was immediately, totally. And his friends and his brother. So I was VJing, video editing, doing this marketing, video editing, corporate stuff on the side. And then I got into DJing as well. I was like, wait, why not? Like, why?
Yeah.
And that was interesting. I mean, it was beautiful. People needed good music over there. So there was a lot of work for me, which was great. So when I came here, I had just kind of taken a break from that. I guess it was just like holiday. So
you just were like,
but to start DJing here again, well, obviously it was COVID hit, so that wouldn't happen, but to do that again, you really have to, it's a hustle, you have to like put the feelers out, network, be a part of it. And I actually quickly realized that the circadian rhythm is where that's my time. Sunrise to sunset, and parties start at sunset. So I was like, you know what, Niv, unless it's like a brunch party or like a super chill evening lounge set, do what's healthy for you.
Oh, that's deep. I love that. I've been getting into that, the circadian rhythm, like waking up with the sun and going down with, like when I looked into it, I was like, that makes a lot of sense because you tune yourself into nature.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's just like, it's more flow.
Yeah. No, exactly.
That's why you're like, I need to go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why. You're like,
It's midnight. I was like, it's midnight moon.
And I messaged. And I messaged you at like 4:40 a.m. Did you notice?
That's what I was like. This girl, bro.
You're like, did she go to sleep right now?
Is she sleep talking? What is happening? But it is true. There is power in that.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like, because I was in hospitality and I had to do graveyard shifts and all that.
Oh wow.
And it used to mess with me like mentally.
It does.
And I'm like, maybe that's why.
Yeah. No. In Ayurveda in the Yogic wisdom, 48 into 2, so like about an hour and a half before sunrise is the time of the day that has the most amount of spiritual energy, because that's the time when everything is slowly waking up. Your entire ecosystem is waking up, right? All the flowers, the plants are like getting prepared for the sunlight because they have that intelligence. The birds, that's when you should be waking up. The pied currawongs, the magpies, the kookaburras, they start by 4:30. They're up. And just imagine to align yourself with that energy of opening up yourself to the day. You won't feel tired the whole day. You won't need to take a nap. You'll be sharp. You'll be clear. And then add in a meditation during that time. Yeah. Like,
that's dope.
You're set.
That is powerful.
It's called the Brahma Muhurta. It's like Brahma is like, the divine intelligence. Yeah.
Brahma Muhurta. Did I say it? I don't want to butcher it. But that was beautiful. That's deep though. I like that.
Yeah. And so once I started tuning myself to the rhythms of my environment, and not just on a daily basis, but even seasonal. We have so many cycles that are happening all the time, so many clocks that are running that all the other beings around us seem to be attuned to, except for us, because we have technology that kind of like takes us out of ourselves. So just bringing it back, like you said, things become way more simple.
Yeah.
you know.
Because you're so in flow, I feel like everything starts working for you
exactly.
more.
Yeah, totally.
And you're not in like resistance.
No, exactly. Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I love that. So how long have you been doing like the circadian rhythm, like being in tune with it?
Really, for the like sunrise part, a year and a half, I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically since I left China.
Yeah. So once you came here, you're like, okay.
Yeah. Once I went, first I was in Bali, and that's when I could like, you know, I've taken a break from everything. I'm practicing, I'm meditating, and then I kept that rhythm, and that's when I started going way deeper into my Ayurvedic studies. So that's when I started really seeing the science behind all of these things that kind of come up. You know?
Wow.
There's a science, a full science.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So it's like, there's no, it's not heebie-jeebie stuff. Like,
no, when you dive into it, you realize it's science.
Yeah.
Can we, because this is what I wanted to get to. Because I want to say it right. Ayurveda.
Yeah.
So how long you been studying it right now so far?
So like seriously studying it a year and a half.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a professional here.
Yeah.
So can you do what do you call it? Like your body
dosha,
type? Your dosha?
Body constitution.
Body constitution. Yeah. So how does it work? Like kind of like walk us through it and all that.
So before we go into it, so the body constitution is your prakriti. It's the nature of elements, the combination of elements that you were born with, and this is decided from the moment of your conception.
Oh.
So it's like
wow, so that deep. Yeah.
And it doesn't change your whole life. You have the same basic elemental combination till you die.
Wow.
We all have a combination of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether.
Ether.
Yeah,
I was
space.
like, where's the fifth? Okay, yeah.
So from most gross to most subtle, I just went. And the combination of these elements bring us to Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, or Kapha, Pitta, and Vata. So Kapha is like a combination of the earthy, nourishing, water, more grounded elements.
Yeah.
Pitta is the fire, the metabolism, the conversion, the passion, the spark, and then Vata is movement, it's air and ether, and it gives us our creativity, our ability to also go up to higher planes of psychic awareness. We all have all 3 of these doshas, or all 5 of the elements. It's just some are maybe a bit stronger or a bit less in quantity. In our mental, physical, and subtle body.
Wow.
But it's important to, I think like in the Western thing, the body constitution is given like a lot of importance for some reason, because it's fun to kind of do these quizzes and things. But really, it's more interesting to know which of the doshas would often go off balance in your body, because basically these qualities have the ability to go off balance, maybe get too heightened, too aggressive, or get too subdued, and that brings about certain types of diseases in our body. And so when thinking about anxiety or depression or insomnia or stomach issues or whatever the things that a lot of people have these days, we're thinking about which of these doshas have gone off balance, and it's more likely that a dosha that you have more of in your body would be to go off balance, but it's not necessary. So when you're finding out your body constitution, it doesn't necessarily help you out. You don't necessarily have to have like Pitta face cream, or you know how they do that like body mist for this
for
type or this that. That's just like fun.
Okay.
But it's more interesting to think like, what are the parts of you that often go off balance, and why. But
that's deep. Okay. And you got to bring it back in like harmony and balance.
Yeah, exactly. That's always, and that's the same across Indigenous medicine across the world. Traditional Chinese medicine. If you look at Aboriginal cultures, this is a global wisdom, And you know what? It's global. It's from the land. It's intuitive. It's an intelligence that moves beyond the human mind. So you will see it in every indigenous culture. This idea to bring things back into harmony, to bring yourself in alignment with the rhythms of nature. It's not too whack, not too crazy. You know, it's like not too But Ayurveda is special as is traditional Chinese medicine is because there's so much written text still and it's still and there's so many people still teaching it and talking about it, which is why they're, I think, more popular. There's so much there's so much information and some of the other cultures have kind of disappeared or you know,
the colonizers have taken the information and destroyed it.
Exactly.
No, that's deep. Okay,
but like that being said I totally feel Pitta Vata,
so
which is actually
fire?
similar to me.
Oh really? Okay.
Which is fire and air too. And the fire I see just in your like attitude. You're committed, you're motivated, your face is glowing.
I appreciate that.
There's like a fire in your skin tone, obviously, but like even just the radiance that's coming off your skin tone, and the complexion. So physique wise, like you're healthy, you got good muscle builds. Like I'm talking like
I get you though. So you can see it just from
physically and also because I follow you and I just in the few moments that I've spoken to you, I can see that you are you have that internal fire awakened in you, and in a healthy way, in a very healthy way. And then the Vata, just in the creativity, like the music making, that you enjoy it so much, like connecting with people, socially speaking, talking a lot, like you have your throat activated, on the move. You enjoy traveling, you enjoy going to different places.
Whoa, this is intense. It's like a reading. Wow, it's like a psychic reading.
But which also means that you would be probably more prone to like your mind racing a lot and trouble going to sleep maybe.
There she go. No, that's on point.
No, it's and so and the fire elements, like at least with me, if it goes off balance, it's usually like my impatience that I feel like towards, and usually the people closest to me. You know,
that's crazy. Wow, that's deep. That is so deep. That's intense. I do struggle a lot to go to sleep. I always just think, like, I'm just thinking constantly, and I'm just like, and just the most random things sometimes. I'm just like, why am I thinking that? I just want to sleep.
And then often people with that problem will find themselves go to sleep at some point. It'll be a light sleep, and then they'll wake up at like 2 or 3 a.m. because that's the time when that quality is predominant in the air and the environment, like between 1 and 4, I think, or 1 and 3 a.m.
Wow.
So you wake up, you check your phone, it's 2:30 a.m. You're like, what the hell am I doing up now? Like, but then you checked your phone,
and then you're fucked because no. That's why I try not to check my phone. But then I'm like, what's the time? It's like, how much more time do I have to sleep? And I'm just like, shit. And then you start, and then I'm more in my head, and I'm just like, fuck. Okay. So how could I, like, because you said like some things are prone to going off balance, right? So that would be that. The Vata.
And you know what? Vata is the most prone to going off balance of the 3 doshas because it's air, it's movement.
It's always moving.
Earth, the diseases related to Kapha are like 20 and the diseases related to Vata are 80.
Oh my God.
Because Kapha is just grounded, it's earthy. They have issues of like lethargy, maybe like depression. And those are the more simple or the more basic ones. But there are a few breathing techniques that you could do before you sleep, even if it's just like 5 minutes. Oil is actually really, really helpful, and that is not a big thing in Western science or whatever.
Like essential oils or?
No, just like sesame oil, for example.
Okay.
Sesame oil, like oil has the quality of lubricating and moistening and also grounding. And so applying that on your skin helps to settle the mind as well. And it's also just like a ritual for yourself and the soles of the feet especially. So before you sleep, like just massaging the soles of your feet with some sesame oil and your ears. The ears are the seats of Vata.
You know, I've been doing that like
really?
Just subconsciously.
So your body's
weirdly,
telling you.
Like
Damn.
it's actually in the shower. I'm just like like behind my ears and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But it feels so good. I just keep doing it. I don't know.
That's good.
Wow. That's
yeah,
deep.
I love that.
That's intense. Whoa. That's crazy. Now, thank you. I'm learning so much.
But I can give you some more things like
please.
privately as well.
We will. 100%.
Do like a private session.
This whole thing's on. But this actually kind of goes to my next thing, which is because you do a lot of meditation and you're talking about breath work that I could do that would help me sleep.
Totally.
So how long have you been into the whole breath work, the meditation?
Yeah. So pranayama actually translates to the extension or the expansion or contraction of prana. Prana is like chi, which is more than just breath. It's life force. And life force is that brings vitality to all beings, animate, inanimate around us. It exists within all of us. And raising the levels of prana or chi within us helps to eradicate all toxins, disease, balance the mind, stabilize the hormones, the moods. On a physiological level, but also on a very subtle, energetic level. So this is a part actually of yoga that people don't really talk about because people are fixated on the physicality of the asanas.
And that's symbolic about everything.
But pranayama is like an essential part of it, the way in which we use our breath to then guide prana accordingly. So first we start with some basic breathing techniques, and then as we get more and more attuned, we actually like visualize that we're guiding prana through our body in different ways. So but you know, like some of the techniques of pranayama I have learned since I was like a young child. But just casually, you know, because there were things related to prayer, related to breath, related to meditation that would be in our school space sometimes, or grandparents would talk about it, or it was like culturally
cultural thing,
there, but not so strong for us to know of how powerful it really is. But there were some basic practices that I had for a while, but it's only been like maybe the last 2-3 years that I've been like, no, Niv, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. Like, and then it's the discipline, right? First it's the awareness, and then it's the discipline. God, okay, for how long are you gonna sit on the awareness, Niv? You know.
Take action.
Just fucking just get on it.
Wow.
So the last year I think was kind of transformational because of all the time that I had, and I committed it completely to my spiritual upliftment and spiritual studies. So in reading Vedic texts, starting with really reading the root texts from which this information has come from, as opposed to learning it from secondhand from some white people, you know, and then from there, like actually practicing it, finding teachers that I trust, that I can work alongside, and then actively practicing it by committing to share it with my community, but in a way that's accessible. So mostly all the workshops or facilitation that I do is either free or pay what you can, like sliding
I saw that,
scale.
like donation.
Because I'm not, it's just not a money-making thing. This is a spiritual practice.
Powerful.
There's not, you cannot, once it overlaps, if that becomes your main form of income, then it's a business. And then that, I don't know, that doesn't feel.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah. So it's difficult, right? Because I'm not judging people that have to make money off of doing these things. But thankfully, I'm in a place where I'm able to not have to do that and be like, this is something that's an offering.
Yeah. Oh, I like that word. Yeah. That's powerful.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if you remember your question.
I will talk about the breath work. Yeah. But that's deep. That is deep. I love that word, offering.
Yeah, as it should be, right? Yeah. And you receive then.
Yes,
you know, you give and you receive. It's just like,
that's a cycle. Yeah. Wow. So with these workshops, you said you had one that was the last
today.
one. Today. So how did that go? Tell us about it. Just to give us a little insight of the workshops that you do, that you facilitate.
Okay, sweet. So actually, for the last 5 weeks, I think, I had organized a series of workshops led by, 2 were led by me, but mostly they were led by other POC or First Nations facilitators, healers, artists, and specifically on themes of self-care, collective resilience, connecting to country, caring for country, and just really tuning into what this land holds for us and how do we care for it better. So the workshops ranged from shamanic drumming to Afro dance and release to what I did today, which was pranayama and some movement work, to like just making ceramic mugs, herbal tea workshop. Oh wow. Like a whole variety of things, but with that thread of really caring for the self, caring for country. And today's was the last one. We had this beautiful musician called Baran. I don't know if you've heard of him, Baran.
No, I haven't.
He plays the handpan.
Oh, the handpan is amazing.
Yeah, and he's absolutely phenomenal. He's stunning. So we had him creating the whole atmosphere. And then me guiding community members. It was focused towards, we were prioritizing young people in the workshops, and also they were free or sliding scale or whatever, but we had opened it up to everyone eventually. So, which was really good actually, because we did always have predominantly young people and international students, immigrants, naturally. But then you had like a sprinkle of like 2 or 3 older people. I love that. Which was great. I love it. I love it. And it's important to have that, I think, too. So I led them through some pranayama techniques, just like deep yogic breathing, which incorporates the upper abdomen and the chest, both. Nadhishodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing, which is good to harmonize the lunar and the solar channels within us.
Can we get into that? Yeah.
And that's actually the one that you should do before you sleep.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. Wow. Yeah. Because I heard like one nostril. Why did I do that? Hold on. But one nostril is like hot. Like it's one's cooling and one's
heating, but that's on a very subtle level. You won't really feel it as strongly as some of the other breathing techniques that can really cool down your body immediately or heat up your body immediately. But the alternate nostril breathing, Nadhishodhana, translates to energy cleansing, like a deep channel cleansing, like a deep cleansing of your subtle energetic channels within you. But also because you're incorporating both nostrils individually and the left relating to the lunar, the right side of our brain, and the right relating to the left. So in doing that, we kind of harmonize the serpents. Harmonize the.
No, that makes sense. So do you hold one nostril and then you?
I can just show you one round.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll do it with you.
Okay, So you just like place your right hand over your nose to prepare. And your left hand can just be on your knee or whatever, but you want to be doing it seated, like upright position.
I feel you.
And you place your right thumb over your right nostril. You can place it just a little bit higher. And then the pinky and the ring finger over your left. You don't want to close them just yet. You're just preparing. And the pointer in the middle can just be rested gently between your eyebrows. And that's a marma point. It's also the third eye. So it doesn't need to be pushing. It's just resting kind of. And so the breath starts with an inhale through the left nostril. Your mouth is closed. Everything's relaxed. So you breathe in through the left by closing the right with the right thumb.
Yep.
So you breathe in through the left, and then you close both nostrils. And then you exhale through the right by opening up the thumb. Then you inhale through the right once the exhale is done, closing both nostrils, and then exhale through the left. Beautiful. Yeah. So that's one round.
Wow.
Yeah. And you can just try and keep a rhythm of 1:1, inhale is to exhale. So whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
That also helps because the breath reflects our mind, right? The breath reflects the fluctuations of our mind, where we're at. When we're shallow breathing, it usually means we're anxious. When we breathe, I don't know, when we're like sad, we have a kind of like irregular really breathing, right? Like when we're in grief, we have an irregular breath. And we want to bring the breath to a place where the mind slows down and then reflects it in a way that it's peaceful, harmonized. So by bringing, just like it's so simple, by bringing the breath, inhale to exhale, 1:1, you already switch off some of the flight or fight syndromes that are constantly happening in our body all the time, and into a state of rest, repair, and just doing that through the day, where you're only as strong as your, you know how what they say, you only train as hard as you rest or relax or whatever. It's like,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you're only as strong as your body can relax and take rest. So for people like you and me who like to push ourselves, we're motivated, we're committed to things, it's important to know when to incorporate the rest and how much that rest does for us, right? Like how much a part of it is for the success of whatever we have set out for. So yeah, this breathing, like just doing the 1:1, doing like 5 rounds to start with. And then really focusing on some of the vibrations around this, which you'll start to feel as you get deeper into it. You will for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that tonight.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And it's a consistent practice, just as is like working out your physical body.
Yeah.
The first day you're going to go in and you're just going to feel tiring. You're going to feel, oh my God, what the fuck?
Like what it,
like when you go to the
like
gym
everything.
after like 6 months and you're like, shit. But just even a week later, give it like 5-7 days.
Wow. That's pretty quick.
But that's how it is when you're working out, right? Your body remembers like what this natural state.
Yeah.
The natural breath of a baby is slow, up, down, the belly's active.
Yeah. It's true, the baby's always the belly. Yeah.
Because that's the natural breath that we are given, and then we have all these things that we unlearn, that we reprogram, and we bring it back to the baby breath.
That's we're trying to get back to that natural state, that baby. It was deep when you were saying the breath is the reflection of the mind. That got me hard there. I was like, damn. No, like,
I know.
I was like, shit, that was like deep.
It is, because
it is. And it's like whenever my breath is at like a rhythm, like a really like kind of just not slow, but just a nice rhythm. That's when my mind's at ease. And it's just like,
and it shouldn't be just the mind that's, it's like a two-way. So it's just usually it's the mind that takes control and the breath follows. But bringing intention into the breath, the mind follows. So it's like they're friends,
They're teammates. I like that.
And that's important to realize, because I think a lot of people have that thing with meditation. They get super frustrated that, oh my mind starts wandering, my mind starts going here and there. It's like, let it, dude. Let it. That's the first part of it. Just slow everything else down. And in acknowledging that you can actually watch your mind go here and there,
observing it.
You're already acknowledging that you're not that mind. right?
Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah.
That was my thing with meditating, because like you were saying before, I think a lot.
Yeah.
So meditating, I'd be going everywhere, especially when I first started.
Yeah.
And it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the more you do it, the more you like master that art of just observing it and not attaching yourself to all these little narratives and start going through.
Exactly. Pull it back. And the breath is beautiful as a tool as an anchor to just focus on.
An anchor.
Yeah.
Oh, you dropped a lot of dimes. These are good. Yeah. See, I know how to have you on the podcast, because this is a lot. People need this.
Yeah.
Literally. So when are the workshops starting again? Since this was the last one, I'm gonna definitely come to one of these ones.
No, I don't know.
You don't know yet?
Yeah, this was a lot of work.
It takes a lot, doesn't it?
Just coordinating everyone, and I was paying all of the facilitators. So getting the funds prior, getting the grants, like. I'm just pretty amazed that even happened in such a short time frame. Because usually, these things can take way longer just to get the funding, even to like get the space, get the word across to people, make sure that the right people are hearing about it, especially because these were centered in Bondi. And that was really important for me because, I feel like a lot of spaces aren't so accessible or inclusive in that neighborhood or in general in the eastern suburbs. Even though you see immigrants and you see international students and you see all the like the hustlers out there, but they're too busy in their work and all that stuff to even push to make these spaces accessible. The council doesn't really care. So it would have probably been easier if I had done it at like Addison Road or like 107. Right? Because they already have the network. But for me, I was just doing it from like the ground up.
Good on you. That's tough.
So now you just do it again.
You need to recharge, reset. That makes sense. But it's gonna happen again.
Oh yeah. It has to, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And I think I've planted a lot of seeds, and that was an intention. So if not me, someone else for sure is gonna create a space for people and share that information, share that knowledge. But
Good on you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it's happening again. I have to come to one. Thanks for the invite as well, by the way. You invited me to one of them, or two of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I was
I
doing.
don't know. Yeah, there were like two. There was like, I think you'd like this one.
Yeah. The drumming. No, but we've been into that. We do like, we play the didge, and we have like our mate, he drums down in like near Edgecliff.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Definitely come through if you ever want. Like, we try to do like a sound healing vibe. My mate Marco, he was on the podcast.
Oh, nice.
Episode 7, I think.
In Edgecliff.
Yeah.
Where in Edgecliff?
It's a little secret spot. I'll tell you off camera. Should have said it. But we're starting a little tribe vibe things.
Oh, cool.
And he does sound healing as well.
Oh, beautiful.
And there's something so powerful about like when you said those drums, whatever they're called, the
shamanic drum. She called it shamanic drumming.
No, the other one, the pan.
The hand pan.
Yeah, the hand pan. Like all those.
Oh, I know.
They go straight through you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like just
totally.
And recalibrate your whole.
Yeah.
Just like wow.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have to get an event soon.
Yeah.
And when you do, we'll plug it here. You can come on and plug it.
Oh, okay,
definitely.
Cool.
Yeah, I reckon that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that was a thing that I think is like a big learning for next time. Is just. This project was supposed to be collaborative and was supposed to be with partners and doing it as a team with a couple of different groups based locally. Yeah. But by the end of it, I felt like I was really...
That's tough.
Yeah. And I think that's just because it takes time to really be grounded in place and form those like much deeper connections with the people that you can really rely on. And I think a year is good, but it takes time. It takes a long time, and especially like you introduced me as a socially engaged artist. Socially engaged means that you're really engaged with the social, with the public, with the land, and it takes time to really learn that. So I feel like I did what I could with what I had. But going forward, it has to be, if I want to not get burnt out, or
more collaborative.
Yeah. And just like collaborative with really people I can rely on.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Where it's just like you're all,
yeah.
when you do like a project in school, and
Yeah.
I was one of those kids that like I just leave it to like
You're
the
like,
kid that
you
was
got it.
you got it.
Yeah.
So you want people that are actually gonna
that
be
are all like, we
all
got
in,
it, but then also like don't clash.
Yeah.
Because
You all
that's
gotta,
the other thing, right?
otherwise the project goes to shit. Yeah.
Such a fine line.
It is. You're
you
right.
gotta all have your very specific roles, and you gotta be very committed to that role,
and not step over any boundaries.
Exactly. Yeah. But I have you probably have that same thing where you're like, no, I could do that too. Yeah, I could do that too. Like, I'll figure it out.
Downfall. Yeah. No.
And so you're wearing too many hats.
Too many hats. You said it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And honestly, with this project, I like outsourced the video. I had outsourced the marketing of it. I was like, no, I'm willing to pay all these other upcoming young people to help me out with
and
this.
Do what they're good at.
Yeah, do what they're good at. Because I don't want to be wearing too many hats.
Yeah.
But then, people's lives keep going on. Things come up, and if it's not your baby, then that's the other thing, like, how do you make it everyone's baby? Yeah.
I know what you're saying. That is so true. But you got the foundation now, and now you know what to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And like, even if I move across space, what that pre-groundwork is, what it can look like, I think has been a really good learning. So that was a thing also with this project, is like, I'm learning the tools and the ways of being that I can bring no matter where I am, because I am someone who moves. And not even by choice. Like, I mean, by choice, but at this point it's like, I have my partner in Colombia, I'm doing a master's degree in California, I have family in India. Like, it's, I where is home, right?
Yeah, you gypsy.
So you have to make it so, especially as an artist, that okay, I have the tools to very quickly organize this foundation, like you said. So that was a big thing with this project. Is like, what does it really take to do that in a place that's relatively fresh for you?
That's a lot. That takes a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that's good, man. I think I got some people that I can connect you to.
Cool.
They've been on the podcast, and
Nice.
I reckon they'd be down.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
And I feel like they'd be like my baby too.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll definitely link that up.
Link it.
And I got an idea as well, which I'll talk to you after. I've been telling everyone about this idea, but
Sparks.
it's sparking constantly. It's up there in the ether, it's just pulling it down.
Yeah.
Literally, it's just there.
Yeah.
Now it's time to get into the food.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I see you doing your cooking things.
Oh,
you know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I want to talk
yeah.
about like how important it is to source organically.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like locally.
Yeah.
Locally, organically.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Soul food. Seasonal, organic,
No.
unprocessed,
No.
local.
Yes. Wow. Bruh, I'm a sucker for acronyms. Is that what it is? That is my
You're like, no, I can't.
Bruh, I can't. Soul food. All right, lay it down again for us. Come on. That was dope. Yeah.
Soul food. Seasonal,
organic,
unprocessed,
local.
That's the diet you want.
Soul food.
Forget vegan, forget keto, forget whatever the what are they calling it? The canine.
The canine diet.
Canine
The crazy.
Forget the fads. Take it back. Simple soul food. Yeah.
No, I love that one.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good.
Yes. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
So where do you source your organic food
So
from?
mostly from the Bondi farmers market.
Yeah.
So I'm currently at a stage where I have to make a little bit of compromise. So I do buy some stuff from the Addison Road Food Pantry every so often, and they don't have organic food because they are saving food from Coles or Woolies or whatever. So I'm at that place where it's like I'm doing a little bit of both, where I'm like, okay, I'm helping by preventing this food from going to waste, and some grains and some things a little bit more affordable for me, like still as a student, as a young professional, whatever.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
As not even professional, as a young artist professional. But then going to the local, there's Bondi Junction and Bondi, because that's where I'm based. But there are farmers markets everywhere.
Yeah, there's one at Addison,
yeah,
right?
there's one at Marrickville. Yeah,
Saturdays.
Yeah, or Sundays, I think. Yeah. So and then lots of neighborhoods have community gardens where you can just literally join it. You just join the community garden, go once a week, help water the plants, bring seeds, take care of the soil, learn a little bit about what's growing in your area. And then herbs especially, right? People spend a lot of money on buying like parsley and coriander, whatever. It's like so expensive. It's tied in this plastic bunch. You can grow all that stuff. There's enough green space around everyone, especially in Sydney. So that's something that especially in spring and summer I was like really reaping. And just really like keeping it simple. I think we just have so much choice, and we feel like we need to make things like super exciting and then follow this thing and that thing. But like usually the land is providing you with exactly what you need in the specific season that you needed. Really it is. So just as an example, fall is Vata predominant. Like it's windy, the air gets drier, it's cooler, right? And like we might, if we start getting attuned to ourselves, find ourselves more prone to anxiety or a fluctuating mind or just like dryness or whatever issues it is that's related to that quality, fall and early winter. And what do we find seasonally? Squash, sweet potatoes, root vegetables, which are earthy, grounding, warming. The land is naturally providing you with what you need. And you just have to really like once it hits you, you'd be overcome with so much gratitude that you wouldn't want to go to some like random prepackaged soy sausage thing because you're following that vegan diet. Like you're like, no, what the hell is that doing for me? And slowly, and I'm still not there yet, but I can feel myself moving towards it. Slowly we start moving towards food and not even just food, like experiences and situations that feed us with prana, with life force. And so you go into the grocery store, because that's really the yogic idea, is that we eat not for calories or not for fats, proteins, carbohydrates, whatever. We eat for prana, we eat for life force. And the naturally growing substances around us are providing us with that life force. So you'll start having a radar, and it's not just food. The 4 things that we take in are food, sleep, breath, and perception. You bring those 4, like again, it's pretty simple, right? It's nothing, no crazy, like
food, breath,
sleep
and perception.
Those are our intakes, our daily intakes, really. So you bring that quality into those 4 items, and feel all the disease kind of like drop off your body.
Bro, I'm learning so much.
Good.
No, I love it. Thank you. That is true.
That's something I also do, which is like Ayurvedic workshops.
Okay.
Where I just teach about some of the fundamentals. Just make it accessible and But I should do more of them, because I sometimes forget like how like radical it is for some people, or like bro,
I'm like So for my, what was I again? I don't
Pitta, Vata, Pitta.
Vata, Pitta. So
that's just my guess.
What would I be? I think but that resonated because like everything you're saying, I'm like, what it's a psychic. Is she reading me? But like, what would my foods be? Would it be like, so for example, if it's fire? If I have Pitta's fire.
Pitta's fire. So you might find that in the summers, the summer season, like in the really hot temperatures, you find yourself more prone to irritation or just like impatience, and it comes up just like really naturally, like just snapping a bit more or like more like trying to
less patient.
You just want to take out some of those heating spices. It's like pretty intuitive when I say it, but just take out some of it. So like the chilies, the peppers, the ginger, the garlic, those things that we actually might be super drawn to. Because
right now in winter, I'm going hard on all that, like chili.
And that's great. Winter is great because the quality of the air is like offsetting your Pitta. So it's actually a good time for you, because it's like in that sense it might be feeling more balanced. But like in the hot season, also like coffee, you just don't need it.
I never drink coffee actually.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I don't.
It doesn't suit.
Literally. I never like whenever I did drink it, I have to put heaps of chocolate in it or something.
Oh my God.
Like to make it taste good, because I never liked it.
Yeah. Because the bitter flavor, you didn't like the bitter flavor, huh? Yeah, because the bitter flavor is has qualities of Vata already, so it's aggravating that. But the coffee in itself has qualities of Pitta, so it's aggravating both Pitta and Vata.
That's why it sets me off. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like too much. Oh my God, even if I have a few sips, I'm just like, and my friends are like, dude, chill out. It's okay.
Wow. That's interesting though.
Yeah. So but again, like, unless you have a specific imbalance that you really want to work on, just following the seasonal produce is going to help keep you in balance. Yeah. You don't need to think too much about your constitution unless you're feeling like, wow, I'm really having a lot of anxiety right now, or I'm really feeling myself like heating up all the time, or like having rashes or like ulcers or like burning sensations in the stomach. Then okay, something's going off balance.
Your body's trying to tell you something.
Yeah. And then, again, like mint, coriander are growing naturally in the summers. Lime is also like cooling actually. Because
in summer I start eating like a lot of fruit more. You know what I mean?
Like
I'm just, everything's
sweet
lighter.
Fruits, sweets. Yeah, exactly. And the sweet fruits, a lot of them are cooling.
That's so like technically, like innately I've been doing it. Like my body's been
and you're
me,
listening.
Okay.
That's beautiful, right? And I just love that feeling when you, after the fact, realize there was like some science behind the intuition.
It just reconfirms.
It just reconfirms. You're like, dude, I already knew it. I already knew it before you told me.
Oh shit. The body's been speaking, and I've been listening.
Yes, that's really good. That's really powerful. Just keep listening. Keep listening, and like, the moment you feel something going off, just like pay attention to what it was that you took in, and like increases like. So like, whatever it is, like if you're feeling off with some emotion, and you put in something in your body, it's like intuitive. Just take in less of that.
It's common sense when you when you break it down.
But it's just the self-will, I think, is a big thing that a lot of us struggle with. Can
you break that down just a little bit for us? Self-will, I know what you mean.
I think like the having the wisdom, having the knowledge, having the sense of self-awareness, what's good, what's bad, but then actually being able to say no. That's what people have a tough time with, and a lot of it becomes habitual. And I think like I've seen that with me with certain foods that I just like in moments of stress I will always go to, that I know are not doing anything for me, but I'm just like, man.
It's like self-sabotage.
But being able to say no more and more, which is how I've come to sleeping, living with the circadian rhythm, saying no to gigs, saying no to certain social outings, saying no to certain types of work, saying no to things that maybe identified me at some point, and being like, oh, that's not me
like
anymore.
A past self. That's deep.
And then in the moment saying, no, I'm not going to walk to the kitchen in this moment, or no, I'm not going to turn left to the Coles, I'm going to turn right to the Harris Farms. Whatever it is, right?
I know what you're saying. And do you feel like the more you
that becomes the habit,
then it strengthens that willpower?
Totally. It reprograms the neural networks. Exactly. And it's never a linear it's never a linear path.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, I'm going to say no, and then 6 months later, like you're going to have dips. You're going to fluctuate. It's going to be cycles, spirals, whatever. But the whole point is like slowly you move towards, not even up. It's like slowly you move towards moderation, where you're just in a place where you're content with what is. And if you do fluctuate down, it's less. If you do fluctuate up, it's less.
Yeah.
So
it's like you were saying before, like coming back to that balance,
exactly,
that harmony.
Exactly. And again, that's like across
everything, wisdom,
across and across the board in our actions and our mental state.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And when we simplify it like that, makes everything so much easier.
Yeah. And like really just visualizing it like that and being like. And being kind to yourself when you do slip. I think a lot of people, you know, that's a huge other side of it, is like people are crazily critical, and I'm just like, you're why? You have to be your best friend.
So harsh on ourselves.
You gotta be your biggest like supporter. You gotta be your biggest fan, cause that I've been there thinking like, oh my God, Niv, I can't believe you did that again. Like, what the hell is so dumb of you?
And
like,
it just makes it worse. It makes it just
worse.
adds more fire to it.
And then it's the indulgence of the bitterness, I think, that at least I had felt with myself in those moments. Like, just go deep in it, go down there. And you come here, you're like, wow, I wasted some time there. I don't know what that was about. So I don't do that at all now. Like if I slip, which I do.
Because you're human.
Because I'm human. I'm just like, okay, that happened. You know, like, okay, better luck next time.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
No,
you know?
I feel that.
And really with that attitude, the next time it happens, I say no a little bit quicker. It's like, okay, you did it a little bit. Step back.
Yes. That's a life hack right there. It's true. Because I used to be like that as well, especially like when I go off like eating something like. So I tried to do. Well, I did vegan for like a year. And then like this year when I was like, oh, let me see if I can keep going, but then I'd slip up and I'd be so harsh on myself. I'm like, bro, calm down. Like, It just makes it worse.
And it's that thing of like identifying yourself with the commitment. Like, am I even vegan then? Can I even say those things about like the animal and and it's like, dude, just
you get in a spiral as well.
And then even like that's a thing in Ayurveda as well, is that these restrictive diets or restrictive ways of being are actually more troubling to the mind, and then will create more anxiety in the long term, which will actually create more disease for you. So you want to like allow for indulgence a little bit now and then. This is part of the science.
It's
literally
like letting the steam up.
It's okay, you know. It's better than just like keeping it all in and tensing the muscles and like no, I can't, and then you know your mind is too fragile and that restrictive. So there is no like vegan diet or this diet, that diet. First of all, there's no diet that fits everyone. That doesn't make any sense, because like we just started with your prakriti, like you have a unique body constitution. Even if you have, let's say you're Vata Pitta, I'm Vata Pitta, even within that there are specificities to where that Pitta shows up in you, where that Vata shows up in you versus where it shows up in me. And we haven't even gone into the mental qualities, the mental states of like sattva, which is like action, lethargy, purity. So like mentally, subtly, energetically, physically, we're completely unique. So how can there be a diet, a food, an intake
that fits everyone? Doesn't make sense.
Just the moment someone says that, the moment you see that saying like, oh, the celery cleanse for everyone, or the the vinegar cleanse works for everyone, or the intermediate fasting works for everyone. No, nothing works for everyone. And you're going to put a lot of people in dis-ease by telling them that, by feeding them that, and then them wanting to fit within that fad and being like, shit, I'm having so much bloating right now.
Why isn't it working for me?
Why isn't it working for me? But it has to be, so I'm just gonna keep doing it, and then
it's more harm than
Oh God.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've all been through it, right?
Yeah,
Like
100%.
I did it. I think I did a keto for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. How did that go?
It was fine. I was doing it to support a friend.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it alone, but I totally binged sugar after that. Like,
because of the restriction, maybe.
Yeah. Because of the restriction, and also, honestly, that's another thing. Like, just the workspace that I was working in had like free snacks, and they were like
tough.
ice creams and
damn, that's tough. Yeah.
So it was like, I realized, hindsight, I didn't need to do a restrictive diet. I should just not have been working there.
Yeah.
And then having moments of like boredom or stress or whatever within that workspace where you have access to this toxic shit.
Adds to it. Yeah. Because then it's there.
It's right there. Yeah. And you're like, whatever, it's free. Like, next thing you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And it's like to escape like what's happening as well. So
totally.
you might go to the food.
Yeah. And isn't that so sad?
So sad.
Yeah.
It is.
It just, I have such a like, how can that be normalized? How have we normalized that? Like, what the hell?
It's so messed when you think about it. It's like, how did we get to that point?
Yeah.
Like, that's low. Like, that's bad.
That's low, right? That's low. Yeah, damn.
It's intense, isn't it, when you break it down?
Yeah.
But like the work that you're doing, I mean, and this information helps like raise that awareness.
Yeah,
I mean?
totally. Even for me, just to talk about it and to connect with people who resonate is such a good, powerful reminder that I'm on the right path, and you know, I'm doing the things that make sense for not only me but my entire ecosystem. And I just love that feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go, Nick.
Yeah.
Man, thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to, leave the family with?
Oh, no.
A few gems. Because you've been dropping them all night.
I know, but you've been inspiring them the whole time.
I'm glad.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm glad.
No. Just, those four things. Yeah. Breath, sleep, food, perception.
Yeah.
Those are
sleep, food, perception. I love that.
Those are your daily intakes. Bring intention into them. Bring them into a rhythm. And try and be consistent. And you'll find that a lot of the parts of yourself that you were outsourcing, for example, health, that we outsource to health professionals, that we can insource, whatever.
Ooh, no, I like that.
You know, I just made that one up. It's no insert.
Hey, I feel that though.
Yeah, it's all health is our birthright, right? Like feeling good, feeling well, being aligned on a path with a purpose is our birthright. Yeah. So if you're feeling, and I feel a lot of us are, a lot of people our age are finding themselves like needing to seek it elsewhere, outside ourselves. So let's just like take it back and think about those four things, bring them into some sort of good pace, good rhythm, and find the tools that we need, or like the advice that we need to like. That's what I love about workshops, is that you offer the tools, so you don't need to rely on me. I don't want you to have to come back to me. I'm giving you the tools. Empower them to exactly. And then just incorporate that, and you'll feel a lot shift. So I love it. Let's go. Okay, leave everyone with your social media and however they can contact you, or like book a Ayurvedic session or something. Yeah, totally. I haven't. I don't like to. I'm actually putting this out there. Like I don't want to be in the future. I don't want to be having to advertise or market what I offer. Is that people will just come to me if they need it. But my Instagram handle, so that's the same with the Ayurvedic counseling sessions. I'm open to it. If you want to come and find me, @Nivi_Noo, NIVI_NOO on IG. And my website is nivrajendra.com, NIVRAJENDRA.com, which is all my work. And just link up, and I can do health consultations for you. Nice. So it was a little bit
family. See, that's exactly. what I got, you're gonna get, but deeper.
Deeper, way deeper.
Way deeper.
Where we look at your body constitution.
Yeah.
We look at certain spaces in your life where you're going off balance, recurring themes coming up.
Wow.
And then thinking about certain lifestyle changes, food, dietary changes.
Yeah.
Maybe like a little bit of herbal supplements if needed. But again, that's not the go-to with, that's not the first thing you want to go to, because then that's going back to that, I need to get this, I need this. No.
Yourself,
First you start internal, and then we have some herbs to temporarily maybe help you out.
While you're doing the internal work.
Yeah, a little bit of maybe like essential oil, yoga movements, breath work to keep that, get you back in that state where you want to be,
that alignment,
and meditation. So we do all that in like a 90-minute consultation.
Wow.
And then I like later email you with the recommendations.
Man, I'm gonna do one of these.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
you should.
Wow.
Yeah.
Liv, thank you. Family, this was so informative.
Good.
Gee, thank you. This was great.
Session.
Literally, and I was like, I downloaded a lot, so thank you.
Thank you
for coming through to the podcast
me.
and opening up and sharing so much of your knowledge. Do you know what I mean? It's so important.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
We're gonna have you back once we upgrade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you might have a workshop by then as well.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you, man.
Cool.
So this is another episode of the Midnight Moods podcast. Coco the Conscious, aka Mr. Moods, Niv right here. Thank you, family. Have a good one. Peace. Mr. Mood, set the mood.